that I don't have to end up having to turn around and cancel it out. But darkness is very, very strong on our young people. Through the music, social media, the gaming, all of this is by design to take it out. Your kids are listening to things making it more sexual, it's making it violent, it's taking away their empathy, their compassion. Low vibration. Yes, it's a low vibration. Thank you. It's a very low vibration. That's why the meditation is so important for all, you and them, because the meditation brings your vibrations up. When your vibrations are up and you're in your heart in a happy place, you manifest your world. Everything that I'm telling you is documented. It's scientifically proven. But you're not taught this, because if you were taught this, you wouldn't be slaving on somebody's job every day. You would manifest the world that you want to live and the world for your life. Okay? So the 5-year-olds it's getting so bad, especially from the phones and the games. When your kids come in your house, they don't leave them. Please, please, please consider taking the phone. I know you can't do it drastically, but you can start taking it out. Parenting is not done by a game or a phone or social media. All of this is being used as babysitting. Please let people know. I'm not saying it's you, but please let people know that they've got to let it go, because they're so slowly taking their own children out. I'm dealing with kids with PTSD because nobody realized when we had the shutdown, these kids have PTSD from that. You don't have school all your life when you shut the school down and nothing happens. Come on, people. But nobody's doing anything about it. People just went on with their life like in La La Land. I need people to wake up. Please wake up. Okay? I have kids that are schizophrenic now, and they're not even 10 years old. Bipolar. Some are both. So I have Breaking Energy Healing Center, and what we do is we have therapists and we do free meditation for the kids. And we also are giving some of them, depending on what I see, we're also giving some of them free breaking sessions. If I let you read from one of the young men that just recently had his breaking session, because after they come off the table, they're to sit down and take time out after the session, go home, sit still, and listen. Because anything that is said to them when they sit down and listen, you have angels, you have God, you have spirit guides that a lot of you never even heard before. But if you sit still, they talk to you. They tell you what things you need to do, what things you don't need to do, how to change things in your life. He sat down and wrote what his angel told him. His angel told him he was good enough just as he is. Okay? His angel told him that if you want it, you can accomplish it. Trust yourself. And a whole page, he had a whole page, okay? And I'm saying this to say this. These are things that are available to you that you don't even know about it because nobody tells you about it purposely. All of this is purposely so that you don't walk into your powers. Okay, you're dynamic. Most everything I have, I manifest. And it's not to say you're not going to have any bad times in your life. Those are teaching tools. You have to. How do you learn if you never make mistakes? Okay? But when you make a mistake, the smart thing is to learn from those mistakes so you don't go and repeat it. Because I call God Dad. Because Dad is just like any other parent. When you mess up and you keep messing up, there's consequences. Okay? So you are creating not only the things that's going on in your life, but you're also creating health problems in your life. When she said lifestyle change, it's not just a lifestyle change. It's changing basically your life. And it's a process. You have what you call it in the church, backslide. Yeah, you'll do that. But you get back on the wagon. You fall off the wagon, get back on the wagon. Fall off the wagon, get back on the wagon. Your food. You fall off the wagon, get back on the wagon. I eat out of my yard. And I tell everyone, please, please, please start gardening. If you have 4 tile floors, you can grow a garden and you can get the ones that grow straight up. But you gotta come out of these restaurants yesterday. I've never seen restaurants so stacked in my life. But to get back to that, bring the kids. We have they are taught, they have low games to bring that energy down. So we need all ages. We bring the energy down, we teach them breath work, then we teach them meditation. Okay? After meditation, we feed them and they're all yours. Okay? So please take one of the flyers. You will not know where it's at unless you call. That's the only way we can get you guys to register. People will not register. Okay, but you won't know where you're going unless you register. And every time you bring them, you need to register. And it's because that allows us to know how many people we're going to have, how many people we have to feed. Okay? Anyone have any questions? The kids are free. The adults is $2. And you can't put a cost like that on meditation. One of the things in the meditation is often done is you're learning some breath work. It is so important that you start learning breath work. Okay? When you breathe and you can hold that breath as long as you can hold it, you're also at the same time starting to control the mind. Okay? So many people, from me doing what I do, I hear all the time that people can't sleep. They have anxiety, depression. Okay? And it's because all of everything that's going on to keep you distracted from what all of the interesting things that are really going on in the world. You guys really knew what was going on in the world. You would make some changes yesterday. Because I manifest, it doesn't affect me like it's going to affect other people. Because I manifest my world. But a lot of you guys are living in a world where other people are controlling your world. And in controlling of your world, they're taking away a lot of your rights. And people, it's going on like it's in law land. But there's something that you don't know about that started back in, it really started in 69, but it picked up speed towards the end or early part of 2000. It's called global massive hypnosis. And the professor says that the U.S. has it worse than any other country because they're so involved in entertainment. They're involved in Facebook, they're involved in social media, they're involved in gaming, sports. Everything but looking at their life and learning about the world they're in. Does anybody in here know about almanac? Farmer's Almanac? Yes. Okay. So, and once in a reading that you already know, your planet, the universe, is changing the vibration. The vibration is going up. You can't sleep. You're having anxiety and stress because your body is trying to catch up with it, keep up with it. And unless you're meditating, it's not going to happen. Period. Okay? Start meditating. Start visualizing. Come out and come to the meditation so you can learn how sound goes. It helps you heal a lot of those things. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Longer than I'm supposed to.
This is not really a question, but more of a statement. Cell phones.
I said something.
You did? Okay. And because you brought up cell phones affect the comments.
You're a risk factor because you decide that you want to speak up, you want to advocate for yourself. And sometimes the reason why people call us or try to label us as anything like this is because we have to yell and scream in order to get attention. Right? We can't go to anybody and go, you know, I got this pain. You know, that's not how. Yeah. So you got to speak up. So guess what? Be the angry black woman. But you're going to be the living angry black woman. Right? And then you're going to take your sister or your friends with you, and all y'all going to scream. And there's your community right there. That's your community. That's where you find the support. Find other women like you because they're there. There's so many women that have the same problem as you. And get cancer. Well, nice time to tell us. So they'll find something else wrong with natural hair products probably soon. They'll try to figure out a way to prevent us from using natural hair products. But again, I just get back to the fact that we have to be our own advocates. And you should give that judgment about the things that you eat, you drink, you put on your skin, you put on your hair. But also, you should best judgment about the people that you trust in to care for your bodies.
Amen.
They don't have to be black to be an advocate.
Good.
I had several black doctors before I got to the one that diagnosed me. But they do need to be action. Interview them. Ask them, how many black women do you see? Do you see women who, have the same struggle? Talk to them before you start undressing. Like, I'm gonna sit down, let's have a conversation. I need you to get to know me because I'm counting on you to save my life or keep me alive so that I can have children. Get to know them. It's a relationship. A relationship you're going to have for a very long time. You need to know them more intimately probably than you do your partner. Because you have to trust them. Any other questions?
Can I just comment on what this young lady said?
Sure.
I'm originally from Michigan, and when I came down here, the physician that I found, this doctor actually came to my house and did a house call on me, and we developed a rapport. And with my journey with her, I went from a wheelchair, out the wheelchair. I went from 369 way down. We ain't gonna discuss the current numbers, but work in progress. But I went to my doctor for one issue, and she stumbled across a cyst in my ovaries. Now, I had previously had a hysterectomy, and they left the ovaries in so that I wouldn't go into premature menopause.
And it had a lot to do with what I ate. And I can tell you right now, none of you out there can eat more cheese than I do. Thursday night was our pizza night. My husband and I and the kids, that was our pizza night, and it was all this extra cheese. And eggs, it was like cheese and eggs, those were my favorite foods. And if you eat at IHOP, and if you go to IHOP and get those cheese omelets, they're good, right? How many eggs do you think is in the cheese omelet from IHOP?
4, 6.
Yeah, it's somewhere about 5 or 6. So you go to IHOP and you sit down and you're eating down 5 or 6 eggs at one time. And they tell you you shouldn't eat more than 2 eggs. Is it 2 or 4? 2. I think it's like 2 eggs a week. I mean, I don't eat them now. But I mean, that was so much cholesterol I was eating. And I wasn't eating meat. I was a vegetarian, but I was an unhealthy vegetarian. And in 2010, guess what I had?
Diabetes.
My diabetes. I had a stroke. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any real residual, other than sometimes my left side was affected for a while, but with therapy everything came back. And sometimes when I'm walking, if I don't pay attention, I could start miss a little step this leg. And I still get some numbness. It's called paresthesia, like numbness and just an odd feeling in this hand. But it was all because of my lifestyle. I did work, yes, so I was moving around. But I didn't have any intentional exercise. And in our society, the reason that we are so sick is because of our lifestyle. The food police told you what you eat, what you eat on a regular basis. We eat poorly. We do not exercise. Not everybody smokes. child into this room and put in front of them water or soda or juice, I would say most of them is going to choose what? Juice. You think most of them are going to choose the soda? The kids are going to go for the soda, especially those sodas that are the blue and all those pretty colors. They have them, that's loaded with all the dye, and that's why our kids are so overweight. We eat badly. And as black people, we have the most of everything except money. Diabetes, high blood pressure. If I were to ask how many of you have someone with someone with high blood pressure? How many of you know someone with diabetes? All of us know somebody. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, hypertension, cancer. All of these are lifestyle diseases, and it's because of the way we live. I joined the Heart Smart program in 4 years ago. That was 2020, end of the beginning of 2020. Yeah, I joined Heart Smart, and the Heart Smart program it's an educational program that's sponsored by New York Presbyterian Hospital in Manhattan. And the program is virtual, first of all. They do have in-person programs if you live in New York. But out of New York, the programs are virtual. We do have classes every week that are taught by ambassadors, and I'm one of their ambassadors. I've been an ambassador for 3 years. And what the program teaches us to do, in addition to the educational parts I mentioned in a minute, it teaches you these very simple things that we do. The first thing is we're going to drink 8 glasses of water every day, which means that and the program does not tell you what to do. It does not force you to do anything. You make the decisions that you want to make. But this is what it encourages you to do, to drink 8 glasses of water, which means that you're not going to be drinking all of that soda and juices and all of those things that these companies are making for you. Sorry.
I get it. You want to turn it off? I can't come on.
Yeah, so it encourages you to take glasses of water. You're encouraged to get a walk every single day, not once a week or twice a week. You walk every day. And they encourage to get up to about 10,000 steps a day, because that's what the the American Heart Association recommends that if you want to maintain a healthy life, a healthy heart, you need at least 10,000 steps a day. And we're going to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. And those 5 servings of fruits and vegetables are fresh fruits and vegetables, not anything from a can or, the unhealthy stuff like apple pie is not food. Don't even try it. It's not food. So, look at the basic idea. You want fresh fruit from the tree that God gave us. And so you need the water, the vegetables, you can get up and walk every day. And some people say, 10,000 steps. That's a lot of steps. I can't do that. And when I first came into the program, I was doing about 3,000 or 4,000 doing like 20 or 30,000 steps a day. And I ended up losing so much weight. I got sick of my husband. You know, I mean, I really was absolutely sick of this. Because guess what? I went down to a size 2. I would just drinking water, eating my vegetables, eating my fruits. And I mean, I ate other things. I'm not going to sit here and look at you and tell you a lie and tell you I didn't eat. You know, I love mac and cheese also, in addition to my pizza and my eggs that cause me the stroke. So if there's any of you out there that love your cheese and your eggs, you need to cut it out or cut it down, because that's what builds the plaque in your system and causes the clots that go to your brain. When you get a stroke, to your heart, a heart attack, and you get clots in your legs that cause that peripheral vascular disease and cuts off the circulation to areas in your legs. So we need to be eating a more healthy diet and cut out all of the fast foods. The manufacturers that are making the foods for us, any of you read your labels when you go to buy your food? You read? Very good. Anyone else? Okay. And what kinds of foods do you put back when you look at the label?
I put back, my guidelines is, I keep my carbohydrates under 10, and I go for the highest protein, and I keep my sugars under 10. So,
Okay.
for any total meal, and that's all together.
And what about the chemicals, the dyes, and the different things? Do you
I try to stay away from processed foods
process foods? Right.
altogether, so I'm cooking it from raw up.
Raw, yes. If the more raw you eat, the better for you. This is the manual that they send to us when we sign up for the program, and this has 75 different names for sugar. For those of you, sugar is very addictive. I don't know if you know that. It's very, very addictive. And they did studies, and it's found sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
Oh, wow.
It's more, they did studies where they with the mice, and they set up the sugar water, and they set up the cocaine, and the mice went for the sugar. So that's why you can't get rid of the sugar. You want it, you crave it, and like Jesus said, you have the addiction for it. And that's one of the classes that they do also to get you to detox yourself.
And they also shown that it causes cancer.
Yes, and because it brings so much inflammation into the body, you end up with cancer, and you notice in there with diabetes also. Sugar is very, very bad for the body. And she mentioned some of the things that you can use, like the agave and honey and other things. But personally, for me, I use organic, pure maple syrup. That's one of the foods that's less processed than some of the others. Even with the agave, you have to be careful, because that's how you process also some of them.
So,
But I just.
how do they join the program if they're interested?
Yeah, let me just do this and I'll answer that. I wanted to tell you some of the names for sugar, and the reason that I want to tell you that is because I still have my little addiction there for the sugar too, but I can't eat cookies and an apple pie and all the other stuff because it's highly processed. So I go to Publix about, I think it was around Christmas time, and they had some granola, and it looked good, and it had a lot of nuts and pumpkin seeds and all the good stuff in it. So I read the label. I wanted to make sure it didn't have sugar in it, and it didn't have sugar. I read it, and it says, I was reading it, I was so happy I didn't see sugar. I saw cane juice crystals, and I said, oh boy, no sugar, let me buy this. And I bought it, and I went home, and I had me a ball. And I also have some arthritis. Whenever I eat a lot of sugar, my arthritis acted up. So I ate the granola, and next thing you know, I said, hey Google, what's cane juice crystals? White sugar. That has water in it.
It's so tricky.
Yes, that's exactly what they do. But let me give you some of the names for sugar. Glucose, golden sugar, high fructose corn syrup, refiner's syrup, table sugar, turbinado sugar, dehydrated cane juice, beet sugar, barley malt, Barbados sugar, what else is there? Buttered syrup, caramel, carob sugar, coconut palm sugar, coconut sugar, corn sweetener, dextrin, muscovado, molasses. All these are names, 75 different names that they have for syrup. And sometimes when you read those labels, you read the ingredients and you'll see sugar, and then you'll see a couple more ingredients, and you'll see cane juice syrup, and you read a couple more ingredients, and they have, it's like they break the names up so that you don't know that it has so much sugar in it. So the program is a program, we're getting ready to start another program tomorrow. The program runs for 7 weeks. The first one is called 7 Steps to a Healthy Heart. And during that program, each week you learn about a different lifestyle disease, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. It goes down the list, all the lifestyle diseases, and it teaches you about them. We also have every week we have a different activity that we do, and all the activities are learning activity. One of the activities that we do is we take a virtual trip to the Cheesecake Factory, and you get a menu, and you read the menu, and you break it down, how much sugar, how much salt, how much carbohydrates, all the different things that's in each item on the menu. And you do a healthy menu, and then you'll do a menu that you would do if you were thinking more of your health. And believe me, when I did that, I was shocked to see that at the Cheesecake Factory, that they can put 4,000 milligrams of sodium in an item.
Oh, I don't know this.
One of their items, I can't remember which one of it, but a lot of their items have 2,000, 3,000, 2,500,
Wow.
4,600 milligrams of sodium. And you shouldn't be eating more than about 25 milligrams for the day. So how can you have 4,000 in one thing? And you eat the one entree, but you're going to be eating dessert, and you're going to be having appetizer, you're going to be having everything. So how can they do that to you? But a lot of the things that happen to us sometimes is our fault. I have to say that, because you can go to these restaurants and tell them, I want to see the nutrition value of the foods that you're serving me. And they have it. And they'll give it to you so that you can look it up. But they don't care. Most of these people that are selling us the foods, they do not care. All they want to do is to get the money, and that's why we have all these processed foods and everything. And nobody wants to cook, especially when it's hot. When it's hot, with KFC and Chick-fil-A. I have never eaten at Chick-fil-A. And I said I would never eat at them, and you know why? Because the line is always the line is always two lines. And then I look at Burger King, and they might have about 4 or 5 people on their line. And I go to 138, and I look at there's a lot of restaurants, and they all have cars, 5 cars, 4, some of them have about 6. And you get to Chick-fil-A every single time in line. Some
Yeah. Is there a cost to join the program? Is there a cost to join the
Yes,
program?
the cost to join the program is $60 for, I think it's what, 4 months?
Yeah, for the whole.
Each part one, we have part one and part two. And the cost is $60. And one of the things that she sends us is, you get a manual that looks like this. And that has all the information. So $20 is for the manual and $40 is for the program itself. And as I said, the program that we do down here in Georgia is virtual. We have meetings every Sunday. As a matter of fact, at 7 o'clock when I go home, I'll be having a meeting with my group on Zoom. And it really is a good program. It's a fun program. I can tell you about a few people that came in. Gigi spoke about herself. I had a lady that came in from Florida, and when she came in, she was wearing a size, Polly was wearing a size 14. She's wearing a size 2 today. She's been there for 2 years. And this has, when you take